The air at Lakeview Memorial Cemetery in Seattle bites through my navy dress, sharp as a January wind off Puget Sound. I step out of the rental car, heels sinking into the frost-kissed grass, each step a deliberate mark on this hollowed ground. My uniform, pressed and pristine, stays zipped in its garment bag on the back seat, a silent promise I'm not ready to unveil. In my pocket, Dad's worn Silver Star medal presses against my thumb, its edges frayed like the memory of his voice. I'm General Claire Voss, but today I'm just a daughter. Or so I thought. The weight of a loaded Beretta against my forehead, wielded by my own brother, is about to prove otherwise. The cemetery stretches before me, rows of white headstones standing like silent sentinels under a slate-gray sky. The honor guard's rifles glint in the weak morning light, brass shell casings scattered from their rehearsal like fallen stars. I cross the lawn toward the viewing tent, the scent of carnations and gun oil thick in the air. 2 young soldiers snap to attention as I pass, their eyes skimming over me, no recognition in their gaze, no stars on my shoulders today, just a black sheath dress and a purpose I've carried since I was a girl, saluting Dad's flag-draped coffin in my dreams. I didn't come for applause. I came for him. Inside the tent, the air feels heavy, like the moment before a storm breaks. At the center, where Dad's photo should sit, him grinning beside me as I pinned on my first captain's bars, my sister Nora fumbles, sliding the frame into a cardboard box marked MISC. She moves like she's tidying a garage sale, not erasing my place in this family. My pulse spikes, heat climbing my neck. "Morning, Nora," I say, voice low, steady as a sniper's breath. She jumps, clutching the frame to her chest. "Claire, you're early." "Caught an early flight." I nod at the box. "Need help with that?" Her smile freezes, a thin veneer over something sharper. Family wants it simpler, less clutter. The word lands like a slap. Clutter, my face in that photo, my rank, my years of service, reduced to a word you'd use for old magazines. I let it hang, refusing to give her the argument she's fishing for. Not yet. Outside, rows of folding chairs wait, each tagged with crisp name cards. Mom, Helen, moves like a ghost, guiding relatives to their seats with the precision of a drill sergeant who's lost her fire. When she reaches me, her eyes slide past, fixing on a point over my shoulder. "No seat, with your name," she says, voice flat as the overcast sky. "That's because the card's gone," I reply, soft but pointed. Her lips press into a line and she gestures to an usher. "She'll stand in the back." The dismissal stings, but I've taken worse hits. I move to the rear, my nephew Ethan trailing me, his lanky frame still carrying the awkwardness of 16. "Aunt Claire, thought you were still in Kabul," he whispers, eyes searching for the uniform he's seen in my video calls. "Just got back," I say, squeezing his shoulder. "Stay warm, kid." The funeral director approaches, hat tucked under his arm like he's delivering bad news to a widow. "General, Mom," he stammers, "your brother's handling the speaker list. Your eulogy, it's been cut." The words hit like a sucker punch. I see Dad's face in my mind, coaching my 8-year-old self through the Pledge of Allegiance, steadying my hand as I swore to speak for the family one day. I nod once, understood. Across the clearing, the honor guard practices their flag fold, movements crisp as a metronome. My brother Liam strides into view, dress blues immaculate, jaw set for the news cameras already circling like vultures. He shakes hands with a senator, slaps a colonel's back, and skips my gaze like I'm a crack in the sidewalk. He pauses at Dad's casket, brushing medals that don't need polishing, then glances at my garment bag in the car, always stealing the spotlight. He mutters, just loud enough for me. "I'm here for Dad, not lights," I say, voice even. I won't let him bait me, not today. He leans closer, breath hot with resentment. "Keep telling yourself that. I turn away, carrying Dad's silver star to the side altar, laying it on his Bible the way he once rested his calloused hand on my helmet after a firefight in Kandahar. Silent, proud, exhausted. My vow hums inside me. No one erases the man who taught me to lead. A bugle's lone note cuts through the air, sharp as a blade, as the musician tests his horn. I catch Liam a few yards off, whispering to the cemetery's security chief, pointing at me. The chief's hand hovers over his radio, eyes narrowing. The air shifts, heavy with something darker than grief. This ceremony was never meant to stay peaceful. The bugle's echo still lingers when Liam storms to the center of the honor guard, raising a hand like a conductor silencing an orchestra. Rifles lower. Boots shuffle. The crowd's murmurs die faster than a cut radio signal. "She doesn't belong here," he declares, voice carrying to the cheap seats. 30 pairs of shoulders stiffen. The chaplain clutches his prayer book like a shield. Liam points at me, finger steady as a rifle barrel. "My sister betrayed this family and the country that put our father in that casket." Gasps ripple through the tent, half shock, half awkward cough. My pulse hammers, but I keep my face still, hands clasped at my waist. Let him dig his own grave. He's not done. "You paraded your rank on CNN, sold our name for headlines. You're a disgrace." The words, betrayal, headlines, disgrace, land like shrapnel, each one meant to draw blood. I meet his gaze, calm as a courtroom. "Is that what you tell yourself to sleep at night?" A few veterans in the back exchange glances, recognizing a verbal counterstrike. Mom stares at the grass. Nora bites her lip, torn between stepping in and staying out of the fire. Liam's face reddens, and then, God help me, he reaches for his ceremonial sidearm. The pistol, meant for blank rounds in the salute, flashes in the sunlight as he draws it with the ease of muscle memory. The crowd freezes. A child whimpers. The honor guard's rifles click, safety's off. Birdsong vanishes. The muzzle locks on my chest. "Walk away now," Liam hisses, "or this funeral's remembered for the right reasons." Nora's whisper brushes my ear. "He's serious, Claire. Just go." I don't break eye contact with him. "No," I say, voice low but ironclad. I've walked away too many times. We stand there, siblings divided by inches and a gun barrel, the world holding its breath. Then a voice cracks the silence like a whip. "Attention!" A decorated colonel jogs from the perimeter, ribbons glinting, hat in hand. He halts beside me, heels snapping together, and delivers a salute sharp enough for a West Point parade. "General Voss," he announces, voice ringing across the headstones. The crowd goes silent. Even the wind seems to pause. Liam's grip falters, the pistol dipping as if it suddenly weighs a ton. His face drains to the color of the marble around us, like the kid I once caught breaking Dad's old compass. "Sir," I reply, returning the salute, 2 fingers steady as steel. The colonel turns to the honor guard, barking, "Stand fast!" then faces Liam. "Captain Voss, holster your weapon." Liam swallows hard, hands trembling as he complies. 2 MPs move in, their grips firm but calm, guiding him away from the casket. "No cuffs, not yet. The ceremony isn't over, but everyone here knows Liam's career just took a fatal hit." A young soldier steps forward, barely 20, his hands shaking as he offers me the folded flag he's been cradling. "Ma'am," he whispers, "your father would be proud." I take the triangle of stars and stripes, warm from the sunlight, and feel the weight of every choice that brought me here. Murmurs spread, quiet, respectful, the kind soldiers give when rank reveals itself. Mom's eyes glisten, but she doesn't move toward me. The rifles crack their salute, 3 volleys echoing across the valley. Each shot feels like a punctuation mark, underscoring one truth. The general in this family isn't the son, it's the daughter holding her ground. The funeral director, pale as the headstones, gestures me to the podium where my remarks were supposed to be erased. I step forward, the flag tucked under my arm, and let the silence settle. My name is General Claire Voss. I begin, voice carrying past the tent to the shaky phone cameras now raised. And this is what my father never wanted you to forget. The crowd leans in, the air thick with expectation. I'm not just speaking for Dad anymore. I'm speaking for every soldier who's been doubted, dismissed, or threatened into silence. I pause, letting the moment stretch. I wasn't just his daughter. I was his soldier. The words cut through the hush, clean as a blade. I stood in the same deserts, under the same sun, taking the same risks he did. When I earned my stars, he didn't say congratulations. He said, you've got another stripe, not a pedestal. Earn the respect that comes with it. A veteran in the front row nods, his weathered face solemn. I rest one hand on the flag. He taught me to walk into fire with clarity, not for glory, not even for the cause, but because the soldier next to you deserves your steadiness. I don't name Liam. I don't mention the gun. I don't need to. The truth is louder than any outburst. Dad didn't raise a quiet daughter. He raised a warrior who happened to be born female. And no matter who tries to erase that today, he knew the truth. The air shifts, a sniffle breaking the silence. I step down, the crowd parting like a tide. As I move past, relatives avoid my eyes, their shoes suddenly fascinating. I don't care. I've said what I came to say. The ceremony ends, and the crowd thins. I walk to a bench near a row of cedars, needing a moment where the sky can see me breathe. Nora finds me, barefoot, her heels dangling from one hand. I wasn't going to come, she says, voice small. But I couldn't leave like that. I turn, the sting of her earlier betrayal still fresh. Like when Liam ditched my promotion ceremony, her eyes flinch. I'm sorry, Claire, I thought he'd shoot. I nod, not softening. You whispered because you're used to me backing down. I'm done with that. She hesitates, then spills it. Mom made us promise to keep you out. Said you'd chosen the army over us. The words land like a grenade, confirmation of what I've long suspected. It wasn't just Liam, I say, voice low. It was all of you. She doesn't deny it, her silence heavier than the flag in my hands. Before I can say more, a retired colonel approaches, his steps measured, bars gleaming on his shoulder. General Voss, he says, handing me an envelope. Your father asked me to give you this if things went wrong today. I take it, the wax seal rough under my thumb. Nora lingers, but I don't open it in front of her. Some truths are mine alone. I sit on the bench, the envelope unopened, and feel the first real breath of the day. The cemetery stretches wide, headstones like soldiers at attention. Liam tried to erase me, but he miscalculated. I clench the envelope, the flag still under my arm, and whisper, time to return the favor. As I stand, a flicker catches my eye, a red laser dot grazing my shoulder, gone as fast as it appeared. My pulse spikes, but I don't flint. Someone's watching, and they're not done yet. The drive back to my hotel is quiet, the Seattle skyline a blur of steel and glass. I check my mirrors every few blocks, half expecting Liam's black truck to tail me. The envelope sits on the passenger seat, Dad's handwriting a lifeline I'm not ready to open. At a stoplight, my phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. Drop this, or your kid pays. My daughter's face flashes in my mind, her gap-toothed grin at the school gate. I grip the wheel, knuckles white, and merge into traffic, the threat settling like frost in my veins. That night, I double-bolt the hotel door, the flag and envelope on the desk. Sleep doesn't come. At 2:17 a.m., A soft thud outside my window pulls me upright. I grab the hotel's complimentary flashlight, its beam cutting through the dark. The parking lot is empty, but a glint catches my eye. A single 9mm round balanced on the hood of my car, brass gleaming under the street lamp. No note, no fingerprints, just a message clear as a gun. I sweep the lot, finding nothing but shadows. Back in my room, I sit by the window, the bullet cold in my palm, and know this is only the beginning. By dawn, I'm at Joint Base Lewis McChord, uniform on, stars gleaming. The JAG office is a hive of activity, but Captain Ellis waves me in. I slide the bullet across his desk, recounting the laser dot and the text. His jaw tightens. Clean entry? No forced locks? I nod. Whoever's doing this knows how to move quietly. He logs the evidence, pulling up whistleblow protocols. Within hours, my file is flagged for emergency safeguards. Patrols near my home, a priority line to security. I sign the forms, my hand steady, but inside something cold takes root. This isn't just Liam's grudge anymore. It's a machine, and I'm in its gears. As I leave the office, my phone buzzes again, a photo of my daughter's school timestamped this morning. No message, just the image. My heart hammers, but I forward it to Ellis and head to my car. Halfway across the lot, a black Charger idles near the gate, headlights off. I know that plate. Liam. He doesn't move, just stares, engine growling. I slow, letting him see I'm not afraid, then climb into my truck. The drive home is a game of mirrors, checking for tails, my mind racing. Whatever's coming, I'll meet it head-on. Dad taught me that much. The Tacoma storage unit looms at the end of Ainsley Drive, its rusted padlock glinting under flickering fluorescent lights. My flashlight beam cuts through the pre-dawn dark, catching swirls of dust as I slide the key home. The metal door groans open, revealing wooden crates and a battered camcorder in a Ziploc bag, left like relics of a war no one talks about. My heart thuds, not from fear, but from the weight of what I might find. Deb's handwriting. Voss stares back from a faded tag on the lock. A whisper from beyond the grave. I'm General Claire Voss, and tonight I'm chasing truths my brother Liam tried to bury. But as I step inside, a car's engine revs behind me, headlights slicing through the fog. I spin, hand on the flashlight like it's a weapon, but the vehicle peels away, leaving only tire tracks and a warning I can't ignore. I press the camcorder's playback button, the screen flickering to life. Dad's face fills the frame, thinner than I remember, chemo carving hollows in his cheeks. His steel moon eyes, though, burn with the same clarity that steadied me through Kandahar nights. "If you're watching this, kiddo," he says, voice rough as gravel, "Liam crossed the line I prayed he'd never reach." My breath catches, the flashlight trembling against my wrist. He's been siphoning unit funds, doctoring reports. Last year he set up an op in Kandahar to make you look incompetent. Bogus coordinates pinned the delay on you, nearly cost 3 Marines their lives. The screen jolts as he leans closer. I took the disgrace to protect him. I was wrong. Static swallows the rest. No goodbye, just silence. I open the fire safe beside it, finding a lockbox stamped classified and an envelope marked to JAG, deliver on breach. Dad's handwriting again, slanted and sure. I slide them into my rucksack, lock the unit and drive to Joint Base Lewis McChord, the sunrise bleeding pink across I-5. Adrenaline keeps my hands steady, but my mind churns. Liam didn't just threaten me at the funeral. He's been dismantling me for years. At the base, Colonel Harper meets me outside her office, her gaze flicking from my rucksack to my face. No pleasantries. We sit at a conference table, the camcorder, lockbox, and envelope between us like evidence in a crime scene. The firearm at the funeral was just the surface, I say, voice low. Here's the rest. She watches the tape in silence, the room lit only by the screen's glow. When Dad's image fades, she whispers, "That's a career grenade for Liam," and anyone who covered for him. I open the lockbox, revealing the real Kandahar after-action report. Names unredacted in Dad's neat pen, bank statements showing siphoned funds, and a faded photo of Liam shaking hands with an arms contractor he had no clearance to meet. Harper exhales sharply. This could drag half a brigade into tribunal. I meet her eyes, unflinching, then let it burn. Word spreads like wildfire. By noon, Liam's suspension escalates to pre-trial confinement, though MPs haven't cuffed him yet. I'm barely out of Harper's office when an envelope slides under my door, the paper crisp, unmarked. Inside, 2 photos of my daughter Lily, walking to her Seattle elementary school, her backpack swinging. A typed note reads, "Drop the charges or this gets messy." My pulse hammers, but I trace the printer code to the base's admin wing, Liam's old drinking buddy, a clerk with a rap sheet for petty theft. The circle tightens, but so does the noose around me. That evening, I'm packing files when my phone buzzes, a private number. I answer against my better judgment. A man's voice, calm but edged, says, "Check your garage now." I grab the baseball bat from my hotel room closet and creep downstairs, the air thick with the tang of gasoline. The garage door is ajar, a faint glow flickering inside. I nudge it open, heart pounding, and find a rag smoldering near my rental car's fuel tank, flames licking the concrete. I stomp it out, coughing as smoke stings my lungs, and scan the shadows. No one, just the acrid scent of a near miss. I call base security, my voice steady despite the adrenaline. They log it as attempted arson, but no prints, no cameras, no leads. I return to my room, the bat still in hand, and double-check the locks. Sleep is a luxury I can't afford. The next morning, I'm at the JAG office, uniform sharp, the bullet from my car hood now bagged as evidence. Captain Ellis, the attorney handling protective cases, takes one look and waves me to a seat. "No forced entry on the garage either?" he asks. I nod, sliding the photos of Lily across his desk. "And this came yesterday." His jaw clenches as he logs the threat, pulling up whistleblower protocols. By noon, my file carries an emergency safeguard flag, extra patrols near my home, a priority line to security, and an offer for a temporary billet on base. I sign every form, my hands steady, but inside, I'm a coiled spring. Liam's not working alone, and whoever's helping him knows where I live, where my daughter goes to school. As I leave Ellis's office, my phone buzzes with a voicemail. Liam's voice, 8 seconds of venom. "You're not the only Voss who knows how to shoot. Courtroom or coffin, little sister, pick one." I forward it to security, then silence my phone. Fear is fuel, and I'm not stopping now. But as I cross the base parking lot, a black Charger idles near the gate, headlights off, license plate unmistakable. "Liam." He doesn't move, just stares, engine rumbling like a predator biding its time. I slow, letting him see I'm not intimidated, then climb into my truck. I take side streets home, checking mirrors, my mind racing through every possible move he could make. That night, the hotel feels like a trap. I'm reviewing depositions when a soft thud hits the balcony door. I grab the bat and ease the curtain aside. A shoebox sits on the concrete, rain speckling the cardboard. Inside, beneath tissue paper, lies my military ID, a red scandal stamp slashing my photo. My stomach twists, but I bag it for evidence and call security. No one saw anything. No cameras caught the drop. I sit by the window, the ID staring back, and feel the walls closing in. Liam's not just threatening me, he's trying to erase me. Dawn breaks, and I'm crossing the base's parade ground, dress blues crisp, heels punching the frost-hardened asphalt. The tribunal looms, the courtroom a powder keg of reporters, brass, and enlisted aides. A flash of red hair in the front row stops me cold. Our cousin Derek, discharged for fencing stolen gear, lounging in a cheap suit like he's here for a cage match. He flicks a 2-finger salute, his sleeve revealing a tacky eagle tattoo he got with Liam after basic training. My pulse kicks, but I keep my face stone cold. The bailiff calls order, and I rise with the room as the 3-judge panel files in, their stars gleaming under fluorescent lights. Colonel Reed takes the stand, his limp a reminder of Baghdad shrapnel. His voice, slow and deliberate, details how Liam altered 2016 mission logs to frame me for a botched op. The defense pounces. Colonel, could General Voss, under postpartum stress, have made those errors? Reed adjusts his glasses. Claire gave birth 2 years after that mission. The timeline doesn't lie. Murmurs ripple. The judge raps his gavel. When my turn comes, the defense tries again, questioning my mental clarity post Lily's birth. I lean into the mic, pausing for effect. Counselor, depression doesn't erase GPS data, radio chatter, or the fact Liam left 2 wounded soldiers outside Fallujah. The gallery gasps. Derek's smirk vanishes. We break for coffee, and I step into the hallway, checking messages. My heart stops. An alert from Child Protective Services, an anonymous neglect claim, an agent en route to interview Lily's nanny. The corridor tilts, but a Marine bailiff steadies me. Ma'am, you'll want to come back. They're playing something you need to hear. Inside, the lights dim, and a technician sets a battered recorder on the evidence cart. Dad's voice fills the room, rough but steady. Alpha team, hold position. In the background, Liam argues, demanding a reckless advance, claiming he outranks the captain on sight. Then Dad, quieter, laced with regret. If anyone asks, this op never happened. And if my daughter tells, she's done. The file ends with a pop like a spent casing. The room holds its breath. The lead judge clears his throat. Recess until 900 tomorrow. As I gather my notes, legs shaking with contained fury, Derek blocks my path. Tomorrow you lose everything, he mutters, breath reeking of cheap whiskey. I sidestep, brushing his shoulder harder than necessary, and keep moving. Outside, the winter sun glints off windshields, cold and unforgiving. Sergeant Patel, the tech who patched comms during Liam's sabotage, waits by the flagpole, nodding once, our signal that the final witness, a medic Liam abandoned, is ready to testify. Derek's threat echoes, but I'm building a wall of truth he can't breach. The next morning, the courtroom doors open and Mom walks in, pale but resolute, clutching a file to her chest. The air shifts, every eye on her. I haven't spoken to her since she admitted the family's betrayal. She takes the witness chair, straightens her skirt, and faces the judges. Your Honors, I ask to testify, she says, voice trembling but clear. Arliss Marion Voss, I'm here to correct my own omission. She pulls a yellowed envelope from the file, Dad's handwriting unmistakable. Claire received her letter. This one was for me, to stay sealed unless Liam lost himself. The gallery leans forward as she reads. If Liam continues down this path, protect Claire. She's the one who listens, the one who leads. Mom's voice cracks. I ignored this because choosing meant losing a child. I chose silence, and I was wrong. Whispers rustle. Mom wipes her cheeks, continuing. Our cousin Derek sent proof. Bank statements, falsified logs. I burned them, hoping prayer would fix Liam. The defense objects, citing hearsay, but the chief judge overrules. Original correspondence from Colonel Voss, deceased. The gavel cracks like a rifle shot. Liam erupts, lunging at the rail. She's lying. She always coddled her. MPs pin him, his spit flecking the floor as cameras click. He twists, glaring at Mom. You'll regret this. She flinches but finishes reading. I stand as she steps down, our eyes meeting. Her hand brushes my sleeve, a silent plea. We don't embrace, but the touch lingers. The panel recesses for deliberation. 23 minutes later they return. Liam, restrained between guards, stares at the ceiling. The presiding judge reads, "All charges against me dismissed. A full Article 32 investigation into Liam, his promotion terminated, carry privileges revoked." Each word lifts a weight from my spine, piling it onto his. The room salutes, not the bench, but me. I return it, throat tight. Mom weeps silently, a handkerchief pressed to her face like she's at another funeral. Outside, an aide hands me a manila envelope from Logistics Command. Inside, a photo of Dad and me laughing beside a Humvee 20 years ago. On the back, his slanted script, "Lead them right, baby girl." The fluorescent lights blur. For years, I've marched under orders, threats, and doubts, wondering if I belonged. Now, the path is clear. I slip the photo into my pocket and walk toward Mom, waiting by the flagpole. No press in sight, and the winter sun burns through the haze, and for the first time, I feel the weight of my stars as my own. A year later, I'm at a Bethesda VA clinic, the air heavy with the quiet resolve of healing soldiers. I sit under a sweet gum tree, opening a cream envelope addressed to General Claire Voss, U.S. Army Red. No return address, just a military seal. The letter inside, handwritten and shaky, reads, "I heard what you did for Echo Flight's women. My daughter watches your leadership talks. Thank you." No signature, just an initial. It steadies me like no medal ever could. Liam's fate made headlines. Dishonorably discharged, indicted for threats and fraud. I didn't celebrate or mourn. Justice sometimes feels like silence. At Mom's assisted living in Silver Spring, I find her by a courtyard fountain, cardigan draped over frail shoulders. She hands me an envelope, her script neat. "I let fear make a coward of me. You were never the troublemaker. I'm sorry, and I love you." We watch Koi ripple the water, her apology settling like silt. I don't offer forgiveness. She doesn't ask. It's enough. Weeks later, at Fort Meade, I lead a seminar for female NCOs. A recruit asks, "Why didn't you quit when it got ugly?" I lean against the lectern, seeing the bullet on Dad's jacket, the tribunal, the nights I checked on Lily twice an hour. Endurance isn't silent suffering, I say. It's surviving to speak when it counts, so the next woman doesn't wait as long. Pens scratch, heads nod. I see my younger self in their eyes, restless, unbreakable. On a crisp October day, I return to Lakeview Cemetery alone. Maple leaves blaze red along Dad's grave. I kneel, placing his silver star on the headstone, tracing his name. "It's done, Dad," I whisper. "Rest easy." A gust lifts my jacket, sunlight catching my shoulder boards, casting starbursts on the granite. A voice calls from behind the headstones, "General Voss, you need to see this." I pivot, heart steady, ready. Whatever's next, I'll meet it on my terms. But as I turn, a shadow shifts in the tree line. Too quick to be a mourner, my hand instinctively checks my pocket. Dad's photo, still there. The voice calls again, urgent, and I step forward, the cemetery silent except for the crunch of leaves under my boots. Something glints in the distance. A scope? A lens? Or just my paranoia? I faced Liam's gun, his threats, his followers. I've survived, but this feels different, like the opening move in a game I haven't been invited to play. My stars weigh heavier now, not with doubt, but with purpose. I move toward the voice, ready to unravel the next truth, whatever it costs.